For me, there's a simple rule in politics. Never, ever be surprised by what happens in politics.
The face of truth is open. The eyes of truth are bright. The lips of truth are ever closed. The head of truth is upright. The breast of truth stands forward. The gaze of truth is straight. Truth has neither fear nor doubt. Truth has patience to wait. The words of truth are touching. The voice of truth is deep. The law of truth is simple. All you sow, you reap. The soul of truth is flaming. The heart of truth is warm. The mind of truth is clear and firm through rain and storm. Facts are only its shadow. Truth stands above all sin. Great be the battle of life. Truth in the end shall win. The image of truth is the cross. Wisdom's message is its rod. The sign of truth is Christ, and the soul of truth is God. Life of truth is eternal. Immortal is its past. Power of truth shall endure. Truth shall hold to the last.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living room. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
Been calling, 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 calling. Who's been calling, 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 calling? Who's been calling, 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 calling? Across the land, all across the world, echoes of voices, we join hand in hand. Harmony rise in the afternoon sun. Come along, NewsSpin has begun. NewsSpin is the best, better than all talk show. Most monitored talk show in the world. Truth from St. Lucia to sandy shores, from cities and hills to the Caribbean breeze. We sing together, hearts at ease. Education to open every mind. Learn about your country, leave no one behind. What we NewsSpin is on your radio. Come along, hands in hands, voices in unity, singing loud. NewsSpin, who's the best, better than all talk show. Most monitored talk show in the world. St. Lucian's heart to the world's every land. Knowledge unites us hand in hand. Yeah, Tim on NewsSpin call, bridging gaps between us all. Voices lift on high, under one sky we unify. Tim on NewsSpin call, bridging gaps between us all. Voices lift on high, under one sky we unify. NewsSpin is on education for all, from city streets to mountains tall. Learn your history, share your dreams. Together we light the world with our flame. NewsSpin is the best, better than all talk show. Most monitored talk show in the world. Better than all talk show. Most monitored talk show in the world. NewsSpin is the best, better than all talk show. Most monitored talk show in the world. Yeah, NewsSpin is the best, better than all talk show. Most monitored talk show in the world.
To applaud a politician because he has built a school, hospital, or road using public money is the same as congratulating an ATM machine for giving you your money. To applaud a politician because he has built a school, hospital, or road using public money is the same as congratulating an ATM machine for giving you your money.
This is the most monitored talk show in the world. It is called NewsSpin, and welcome to another edition. It's on power, 97.9 FM, also on the NewsSpin Facebook page as well as the NewsSpin YouTube channel. As always, please like the video, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and click the notification bell to help the channel grow. My name is Timothy Poleon. We'll be together until 2 o'clock this afternoon. Jante is here going through your comments in the chat room, and no doubt she'll be providing us with some updates. The NewsSpin question of the day. What do you think about St. Lucia's preparedness for the effects of the Middle East war? What do you think about St. Lucia's preparedness for the effects of the Middle East war? Later we'll be going through the comments that you have placed on our NewsSpin Facebook page. But first, let's hear from the island's Prime Minister with regard to how St. Lucians can prepare for the effects of the Middle East war. A question was posed to him during the pre-cabinet press briefing yesterday.
What message would you like to send to St. Lucians right now that to prepare them for the long haul and what's happening for you do so?
Perfect question. Let us take control of what we can. Let's take control of what we can. There are a few simple things you can do. The idea of eating what you grow is a very serious thing that we can do. Simple things. And they may sound, they not big and extravagant, but just simple things we can do. Simple things we can begin, each of us can begin now to plant our own backyard, see about our own food, reduce our own costs. We can begin to watch our spending. We can begin to watch our spending, to see what we spend on. We can begin to prioritize our spending. We can begin now to look at what can we do to mitigate against the high cost of living if the war continues and the supply chain gets in problems. So we can, main things we have control over, we must deal with it, what we have control over. Things you don't have no control over, we can't do anything about it. But it's a very concerning, and I'm glad you asked that question because it's very concerning to me what's going to happen if the price of oil goes up $200 a barrel. Very concerning to me. And that's what I lose sleep over.
The island's Prime Minister reacting to a question posed to him yesterday during the pre-cabinet press briefing regarding what St. Lucians should do in light of the Middle East war, and if things escalate to the point where the price of crude oil per barrel goes up to $200. As we speak, it's almost $105. Now, the Prime Minister does not like to be critiqued. When you make observations regarding some of his recommendations, his utterances, and his reaction to certain existential threats and challenges, he takes offense. And this would come across from time to time, particularly during those press briefings. Is that all that the Prime Minister can suggest to the citizens of the country as they are fretting over the effects of the Middle East war? Because as we've heard from officials from the International Monetary Fund and elsewhere, the fallout will be catastrophic and also global, even if the war ends within the next few days. And to simply suggest that we grow what we eat and we don't worry about things that are beyond our control, and to prepare a kitchen garden, I mean, that is all? Seriously? And maybe there are St. Lucians, people in the society who know better, who certainly can add more meat to the skeleton. And they certainly can play their part in educating the St. Lucian public and raising their consciousness as to what awaits. Because obviously, we cannot pretend that we will not be impacted in the long run if that war continues. It is just so amazing that people who are in leadership positions, I mean, you're talking about your prime minister. The prime minister presides over the affairs of the entire country. Added to his post as prime minister, he is also the minister with responsibility for finance, and I also think people empowerment. And what awaits us if the trend continues? It's very scary. I am afraid that if the situation deteriorates, that many of us in St. Lucia will be caught off guard. We will. Because the cost of the war, in terms of the increasing price of petrol in the world market, will be passed on to you in St. Lucia. You're talking about increased transportation. That's one. And with increased transportation, you have the increase in the cost of goods and services. You're complaining about the high cost of living. You're complaining now about the high cost of items at the supermarket. Just imagine what is on the horizon if the trend continues. And it's a fact that we are not at all being prepared. So right now, we are complacent. I know that we don't have a crystal ball. We cannot see what will happen in the future if the trend continues. But let us just imagine for a moment. Because many of the analysts, military analysts included, I'm sure, expected that by now, this war would have been over. And the Americans, as well as the Israelis, as powerful as they are, they were caught off guard over a month now since that war. I'm talking about the blocking of certain passageways for the transporting of crude oil. You've heard so much about the Strait of Hormuz and what will result in the high cost, therefore, of transporting the crude oil. We've heard 20% of petrol and petroleum products normally passes through that passageway on a daily basis. Now, if you block this and you have to seek alternative routes, it comes at a cost. What will happen to us? What will happen to our already struggling manufacturing sector? What will happen to the high cost of electricity in St. Lucia? As we said early on, the high cost of transportation. So therefore, the fallout definitely will be tremendous for all of us in St. Lucia. But we are not being prepared. We are not being told what awaits. We are only being told, worry about the things that we have control over. And that is not being realistic. And so there's a responsibility for officials in the Ministry of Equity, your Ministry of Commerce. We are not hearing from the Ministry of Tourism the expected high cost of travel from the United States to St. Lucia. That certainly will be impactful. Reduced numbers in arrivals, what this can do for people who are depending directly and indirectly on the tourism sector. And so what we're hearing from our Prime Minister is all about kitchen gardens. And you heard him. It's not me trying to mislead you. or there isn't any kind of miscommunication that's taking place there with regard to what the Prime Minister just said amidst all what is happening globally and in particular in the Middle East. You're talking about a number of countries deciding that the work days for the week has been reduced. You have 4 working days now in some countries, Monday to Thursday. Scaling back at funeral homes, funeral parlors. Businesses are being asked to close earlier. We have not reached that stage yet, but we need to prepare ourselves for such possibilities. And that is where, unfortunately, I have to say it, leadership comes in. Because what the Prime Minister knows, the information that the Prime Minister has at his disposal, we are not privy to that kind of information. And information is all about making the right decision based on what you know. So therefore, if the Prime Minister is being briefed by certain officials in St. Lucia on critical matters, if he's being briefed by employees of various embassies overseas and the diplomats, he knows a lot. So therefore, he needs to transfer that information to the citizens of this country so that in real time we can know exactly what to do. Because we do not want to find ourselves in a state of unpreparedness, where we have to panic. So the Prime Minister is biding his time, but time is definitely not on our side. Talking about the Prime Minister, his counterpart over in Antigua and Barbuda, Gaston Brown. In his constituency last week, there was a double homicide. Young couple. The boyfriend, 17, and the girlfriend, 18. And they both were slaughtered. They were gunned down. And that incident occurred in Villa Community, that is the constituency of the Prime Minister in Antigua. Those of you watching on Facebook and YouTube, you can see that the Prime Minister is there consoling, grieving relatives. That is what leaders do. Those, apart from just saying that they really care about the people, those who transmit that kind of, that exhibit that kind of feeling towards their people and their constituents. The compassion that is definitely required when citizens of a country, and in particular your constituents, go through those travails. So on one side you have the relatives of the young male, on the other side relatives of the female. They are all grieving, and who better to see, apart from friends and relatives, than your MP and by extension your Prime Minister. And the Prime Minister also spoke on that particular tragic incident, the double homicide.
I want to take this opportunity to extend condolences to the family members, all of whom I know, and to let them know that during this very difficult time that as a representative I'm standing with them. But I also want to make a greater national appeal for individuals to help law enforcement with information on individuals who have these firearms, especially our youth who are in possession of firearms, to get the information to law enforcement.
So there and saw the Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda, Mr. Gaston Brown. In the case of St. Lucia, what happens, those politicians would show their faces in the run-up to a general election. After they have won, they go into hiding. Let me hear from you right now at 452-2979, 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, 716-2026. And Shanti is there going through your comments in the chat rooms, and she'll be having an update for us momentarily. Let's take our first call via the landline as we say hello and good afternoon to you.
Timothy, pleasant good afternoon to you and your listeners all over the world.
Good afternoon to you, caller.
W is on the line, Timothy. Timothy, let me say something to Ernest Healy on your program, Timothy. I want to say something to him, Timothy. If he believes that a lot of St. Lucians, have the IQ level below 86.5%, he is joking. You understand? I want to say to him that a lot of people in St. Lucia have the IQ level above 86.5%. I listened to Ernest Healy yesterday too. He said that the owners of the hotel at VG, during the United Workers' Party administration, that property was bought, and the owners bought the Queen's Chain. Correct me if I'm wrong. The owners fought. They bought the Queen's Chain, Timothy.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Timothy, are the owners 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, Timothy? Everybody in St. Lucia knows that when you buy property, you can buy a beach, Timothy. And every block and parcel in this country is registered at the Land and Deeds Revenue Department. Everybody knows that. To have a deed of sale, Timothy, you have to survey your property. Even before you purchase the property, you have to survey that property. How comes the owners of that property doesn't know that they cannot survey the beach? You understand? How the owners of that property didn't know that? Where are the pegs on the property? Because you must have pegs from your boundary to what boundary, Timothy? Where are the pegs on that property? So how Mr. Ernest Healy can come and say, during the United Workers' Party, the owners fought, they bought the beach, they bought the Queen's Chain. I mean, for the man to come on television and say this kind of things, Timothy, he really believed that St. Lucians are fools. You understand? And this is not the first time Ernest Healy is fooling us. This is not the first time he believes, you understand, people don't know what he's talking about. Everybody that has bought property knows exactly how to go in buying a property. So let him not come to full solutions on them. And that was a cheap blow when he gave Marie, he spoke about Marie. Timothy, I spoke to Marie a few months ago, and she was very pessimistic about her negotiations with not even the owners of the hotel, but with Invest St. Lucia. She was very pessimistic of what she's going to get. And look at what she has turned up with, Timothy. Bare peanuts. Bare peanuts. 1,005 for where she will be stationed. But that is more expensive than a booth at the VG, close to the George F.L. Charles Airport, what they have on the beach there. That is more expensive than there. That is more expensive than the Castries market. That is more expensive than the vendors arcade in Castries. Understand? If Invest St. Lucia and the Minister of Tourism was concerned on putting people first, he would have looked to do something for Marie and not talk so badly about her. They didn't even give the lady 5 years, rent free. And then after 5 years, she is allowed to pay whatever she wants to pay. That the owners of that property is not covered, that took a loan. This project is awash with money, Timothy. I expected when Marie walked into the room, she had her lawyer, there was a mediator, somebody representing the hotel, Invest in Lucia, and somebody representing the government. All these people should have been at the negotiation to give Marie a fair chance. For 48 years, Timothy, that's half a century, that woman has been on the beach. And this is what the government of St. Lucia and Invest St. Lucia have negotiated for her. It is a shame. I'm ashamed of this government. I'm ashamed of Ernest Dile. And I'm ashamed of Invest St. Lucia. Timothy, I thank you.
Thank you so much for calling, sir. 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. WhatsApp message. Somebody says there, Tim, the newspinners will make the prime ministers go cuckoo. Because all he does is listen to Newspin, go onto his press briefing, and he gives a nonsensical answer to the questions from the newspinners. We are intelligent people, Mr. Prime Minister, not your supporters swallowing every word coming out of your mouth. We fact-checked everything, or we fact-check everything. Let's see if we have another WhatsApp message. And somebody says that, Tim, does the Prime Minister lead by example? Does he grow what he eats and collects rainwater? Just curious. We have a call on the landline. Good afternoon to you. Newsspin, you're on the air.
Tim, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon to you, caller.
You okay there?
I'm all right.
Tim, did I heard somebody said that the people of Mikot South will go in history? I think they describe them as one of the most ignorant people in the constituency of St. Lucia. And then if I and the reason why the person said that is because these people for the past 3 consecutive elections have voted the leader of the opposition, Alan Chasney. And I took offense to that team because I'm from that constituency and that's where I born, that's where I live in that constituency. And every time I heard somebody want to disrespect the people of Mikut South, I take offense to that. I don't like it. The people of Mikut South team should be one of the most well-versed, and I even can consider one of the best educated people in the same thing constituency in St. Lucia. Because you know why? They believe regardless of who is the head of states there is a need for opposition in the parliament. If we had acted like other people in other constituency, that would have been sent in not, You don't believe me, Tim? That would have been sent in not. So the people of Mikut South let the St. Lucia Labour Party know that they will not make history in Mikut South. Philip J. will not make history there. And let them know that we will continue as long as the leader of the opposition feels that this is it for him, then fair enough. We have credible person there to represent us. I have people say we ignorant, we just take somebody out of nowhere and elect them and does not want to vote that person out. We are not ignorant. Whoever you are, we are not. We stand for principle and we would not go down with $250 every election and after election nobody sees the MP. People of Mikut South, it's not like that. Chicken and rum does not buy us. We trust somebody we had faith in. We knew what he can do in 2016 when he was Prime Minister, and we stick to him for his great and his performance. He did not just come there as a Johnny come lately and does not know what to do. Even up to now, even as we speak, we have a prime minister who does not have an idea anything that is going on in the entire whole palace and Lucia. You understand? So people do not disrespect people of Deriso, Blanchard, and Tirosha and Lacoville and let them believe that they're stupid because they vote in Alan Chaffney again. We will continue to vote Alan Chaffney because Alan Chaffney has proved himself not just for Micoud South, for St. Lucia and the good name of St. Lucia in the wider world. Even President Trump like him. They like him because he's a man of principle and he can make things happen. Not today, people don't know what happened tomorrow, what will become the day after. When you ask your prime minister, I don't know. I don't hear, I don't know. We don't want people like that. We just don't want people like that. So we are good with what we have. And like I said yesterday, if an election is called in St. Lucia Labour Party called election, they will still get the same mandate. But Mikusa will tell them, hell no, we are not in it. We are not going to make it something not. Have a blessed day.
You too, sir. Thank you so much for calling. WhatsApp message. Somebody says the higher energy costs don't just affect fuel. They directly increase the cost of producing fertilizer. That in turn drives up food production costs globally, which means we can expect food prices to rise. On top of that, locally, all major freight carriers have already announced the rate increases starting April the 12th. This will inevitably push up the cost of importing goods into St. Lucia. The combined effect is clear. We are heading into a period of higher cost of living, with increases in both food and general goods expected in the coming months. That's according to a WhatsApp message. The question is, are you being prepared for those increases? Let's see if we have another WhatsApp message. And somebody says there, it's time for the Prime Minister to move beyond the simplistic eat what you grow slogan and take meaningful action. People need more than just encouragement to grow their own food. They need access to land, resources, and support. The government's role is to provide these essential elements, not just to spout empty phrases. A call on the landline. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You're on the air.
Good afternoon, Mr. Poleon. How are you?
I'm okay. Good afternoon to you, caller.
I'm good. I tend to disagree with this Miko South caller. We consider ourselves, he considers us to be the most educated, one of the most educated in St. Lucia, the smartest in St. Lucia. But we have had people who came from Miko South to represent us and we did not vote for them. So are we saying that we are educated enough, but we are smart, but we are not smart enough to represent us in Parliament? We are educated, but we're not educated enough to represent us in Parliament. And I want you to help me rearrange my ignorance. I want to ask a question. I tried calling yesterday. I just couldn't get through. The leader of the opposition in Parliament, who does he have to respond to? And what does he have to respond to?
Make only response to what is being said by all the MPs in the island's parliament.
I would refer directly to the budget debate.
Yes, but including statements that would have been made by other MPs in the parliament. Because, for example, the Prime Minister, he would address issues that would have been highlighted by other MPs, whether it's on his side or on the opposition benches.
So I'm asking again. The leader, the Prime Minister presents the budget, the policy statement.
No, what he did, it was the estimates of revenue and expenditure.
Exactly. He presented that.
Yeah.
Isn't that what the leader of the opposition has to respond to? And doesn't he have to respond to the Prime Minister?
Not only to the Prime Minister, as I said before, what other MPs would have said, he can respond to them as well.
Are you aware that Mr. Friday in St. Vincent presented the budget, and the first person who spoke after him was Dr. Ralph Gonzalez? Are you aware of that?
No, I'm not aware.
Okay, well, you can do that research. He presented the budget, And the first person who spoke after him with equal amount of time was Dr. Ralph Gonzalez.
Okay, but okay, you want to compare what happened in St. Vincent with what occurred in St. Lucia, but I'm not saying they are different, but different arguments were presented by the leader of the opposition as to why he wanted to speak before or just before the Prime Minister closed the debate on the estimates of revenue and expenditure.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, you are here, you say, to represent the opposition. You are here to represent St. Lucians. The Prime Minister presents his policy statements. You have, and it has always happened in St. Lucia. It's not something that we are thinking of in isolation. It has always been the opposition leader to be the person who speaks right after the Prime Minister. And for 3 years now, Mr. Shastney has not responded. He has not said anything in Parliament as it relates to the budget.
Yeah, but equally as well, for if you say for 3 years, the period under review, we have not heard from key government ministers as a result of this. So don't you want to hear? Doesn't it pain you? Doesn't it?
So
no, hold on, caller. Hold on,
yes.
please. Doesn't it pain you? Are you concerned that you did not hear from the tourism minister? You did not hear from the external affairs minister? You did not hear from the housing minister? Aren't you equally concerned that you did not hear from those government ministers? You're more concerned more concerned about the leader of the opposition, caller.
Yes, because I want to hear what he has to say.
Caller, wait, what are you saying that does not make sense? He does not hold, hold on. He does not hold a portfolio. You're saying you're more concerned about Alan Shastney, the fact he did not speak, but you're not concerned about the foreign affairs minister. You're not concerned about, hold on, caller. You're not concerned about the tourism minister. You're not concerned about the housing minister. Those are the ministers who are presiding over the affairs of the state. Those are the ministers who are using our finances, who are allocated a budget to run various ministries. You don't want to hear how those people utilized our funds, caller?
Okay, let me.
I'm asking you. You don't want to hear what those people have to say regarding the use of our funds. You don't want to hear from the tourism minister. You don't want to hear from the tourism minister, investment minister regarding the CIP, caller. You more want to hear from the leader of the opposition.
Let me qualify my statement. The Prime Minister, in his policy statement, would have presented for all departments.
No, he did not.
Listen to me.
No.
A budget
Caller,
for everybody. Now
caller, hold on. He did not. He did not present an allocation for each department. He spoke about it, but you need caller, hold on, please. I'm being very patient with you, and that's unlike me. Okay, that's unlike me. But I'm saying to you, caller, you, as much as he would have peripherally, he would have glossed over matters pertaining to tourism, matters relating to housing, matters relating to foreign affairs. You wanted something more detailed from the respective ministers, which you did not get. But you are more preoccupied, you are more focused on, you did not hear from the leader of the opposition. That's what I'm saying to you.
So can I speak now?
Yes, sir. Let me hear you.
Okay, what I'm saying. The Prime Minister, in his deliberation, would have presented an allocation for each department. It is left to the individual minister now to come and speak about it.
But they did not.
Listen to me. I agree that their duty. But do you think Mr. Richard Frederick would have said anything in opposition to the allocation that was given to him?
He would have said more. He would have provided flesh. He would have provided, no, caller, he would have provided greater explanation. Caller, don't you want to know, caller, hold on now, don't you want to know more about housing in St. Lucia? Many young people in this country as we speak cannot own a piece of St. Lucia, cannot purchase a home, cannot buy land. Caller, don't you understand that? Our governments over several years now have not developed any kind of housing schemes. Don't you understand? Have you heard that? You want to hear from the leader of the opposition on housing?
You are giving me an opportunity.
On what is happening there in the Middle East in terms of our response. You wanted to hear from Alva Baptiste.
To say anything.
You do not. You want to hear from the leader of the opposition instead of Mr. Alva Baptiste on foreign affairs, caller? Get real, man. Get real. Get real.
You're trying to qualify your statement, but you're not giving me an opportunity to qualify my statement.
But you're wasting my time every time you speak.
But you're wasting my time from you.
I'm not wasting your time. I didn't call you.
Wasting your time.
I didn't call you, caller.
No, you.
I didn't call you.
You will not let me speak.
I didn't call you.
Wasting your time because
I didn't call you. But you called me and you're wasting my time.
No, but just give me an opportunity. Let me speak.
Go ahead. Let me hear you speak.
Okay, none of these ministers, every single minister will support the budget. We expect that we know what will happen. They will support the budget. But we have somebody who wants to tell us something different.
But how you know?
From a different perspective.
You're making an assumption, caller. Because you don't know whether the leader of the opposition would not have said, I support the budget. But you know that all the ministers... No. Hold on. But you know all the ministers would have supported the budget. You don't know that. Don't tell me you know that. You don't know.
Which one of them did not? Of those who spoke, which one of them did not?
But I don't know if Richard Frederick would have supported the budget. I didn't hear him speak. I don't know if Alva would have supported the budget. I didn't hear him speak. I did not hear Ernest Hilaire speak.
He has the opportunity to present it from a different perspective.
Caller,
and I
you are just being...
I believe that he has nothing to say.
You are being hypocritical. That's what you're doing. You are being hypocritical. Okay?
You know how to do that very well.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for calling. 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. We have another call via WhatsApp. Rick Wayne, good afternoon to you.
Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716.
Yes, Rick Wayne.
We have another call via WhatsApp.
Rick Wayne.
Hello.
Yes, Rick. Go ahead, please.
Jim, I have such difficulty getting you nowadays, which is good for you, I suppose. I wanted to call you yesterday. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
I wanted to call you yesterday and to take the shortest time I've ever taken on record. I wanted to ask you, would you agree with me that we have one priority problem in St. Lucia, and from that problem springs everything else we have? Would you agree with me on that? We have one problem.
What is that one problem?
And that is our love affair with mediocrity.
Mm-hmm.
If we were suddenly it was possible to wave a wand so that we became immediately intolerant of mediocrity, everything in St. Lucia would change?
Yes, it would.
What part of St. Lucia operates according to the laws and regulations of St. Lucia? Which area? Which department? Which? Not even Parliament that claims to. Parliament is a joke. There's no general respect for Parliament. There's a partisan respect, or not even respect. There's a partisan support for Parliament, depending on who is where. The UWP will support Parliament regardless, and if UWP is in power, and the same thing with the Labour Party. So again, it is our tolerance of mediocrity that is at the heart of everything. We accept stupid arguments. We just vent and so on and so on. And some rules that don't serve the people should be abandoned. It's high time we clarified the rules that govern speaking. On my maiden address, as we call it, when I became a senator, I opened up by saying to the president at the time, Neville Snap, that I had spent a lot of time in the press box covering Senate meetings and so on, parliamentary meetings, House meetings and so on. And I had long come to the conclusion that abiding by the rules and regulations and so on was far, far, far more important to the politicians in there than was the actual business of the people, the day-to-day lives, the quality of life. The quality of life and so on is not to any degree discussed in Parliament, regardless of who is in office. It is whose project was better, which one was not better, who was a malmama, who was this. So that is what Hansard is full of going back years, and it is being perpetuated at the expense of all of us. over and over and over. We have no sense of accountability. We forget that the government is a people construct. We are responsible for the government, and the government is accountable to all the people. You listen to Parliament and you think Parliament is for the people who are in office and not for the other people. The government represents all of us. The government should bend over backward. And it's happened before. It's happened before. It's not just now. The government should lean over backwards to accommodate. Can you say this, to accommodate as much as possible the minority voice. Because the leader of the opposition, whoever he may be, represents thousands of St. Lucians in the country. Thousands. It is not that these thousands automatically disagree with the government, but they want their representative, who I'm hoping is in consultation with most of the people he represents, and present their case. But all of that, in any event, take the latest one. It is 10 times, a lot more times, more important, especially at this time, to hear what's going on with the government, because a lot of unanswered questions or matters that don't come up in Parliament and are not answered at press conferences, regarding, for example, do we really care if fact, we're even saying now it may not be St. Lucians who died on Trump's thing when the boats were bombed. You hearing that?
Yes, I'm hearing it.
So we don't even know, but yet there are people missing. And we can't give answers. We also know our Prime Minister, whoever he might be in his circumstances, is so subservient to Trump that we can't even trust what the Prime Minister, whether we love him or not, what he's telling us. So questions need to be asked and all those things. So the matter of...
Okay, but Rick, on that issue involving the fisher folk, the fishermen, who were victims of that kinetic strike recently, do you expect that even in Parliament, the Prime Minister would have spoken, addressed the issue to the extent that he would have provided clarity to the people of St. Lucia and the Parliament in general, or in particular?
Let me answer you this way, Tim.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to sound cruel, but it's not. The truth is never sweetened. Are you hearing me, Tim?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think the people of St. Lucia, for one, or the relatives, ostensible relatives of the people who died, really care to know?
Yeah, but you want to answer my question with a question, Rick.
No, I don't.
That's what you're doing.
Bear with me and understand what I'm trying to get. I started off by telling you I'm on a theme. I started off by telling you our main problem in this country is our acceptance, embrace of mediocrity. I began with that. So I'm on the same theme when I tell you 3 St. Lucians allegedly perished in a Trump activity. If the people, if it were my father or my brother or whatever involved in that, and he's missing, I think I'd be making a lot more noise than I have heard from the relatives of those people. I haven't even seen them on TV, have you?
They have been, I think a brother was on television, yes.
Well, somebody did.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't see it. But I'm saying to you, we have 3 people who allegedly were bombed out of the water and they were on fishing thing or whatever. We haven't heard much about that at all. But the reason we have heard next to nothing about it is because we don't really want to. Because we can make demands. If we need to hear full reporting on time of our CIP or else, we can get it. We don't really fight for it because we do it in a partisan way. If it's Alan Shasta in office, Job says fine. If it is this one in office, Philip Pierre in office, Liver Place, party fine. The mediocrity again. Every one of the evils we suffer, the daily diet of feces that we have in this country, eating human shit, in other words, we are the one who are picking it on the menu. We are avoiding all other things on the menu and going for the eating shit, and we are not going to improve in any aspect of our day-to-day living, our parliamentary operations, our business operations, our talk show operations. We are not going to improve if we refuse to move away from this tolerance, this addiction to mediocrity. Oh, and Rick Quentin said this. I mean, imagine some people saying some time ago, Rick Quentin always mentioning the names of this and that. That won't bug me. It's insulted my intelligence. But he's never mentioning Philippe Pierre's name because Philippe Pierre is his friend. Now, okay, let's say you get that off your chest, which is absolute absurdity. Now, what are you gaining from that? How is that moving the country? What idea is that that's going to move the country forward? Stupidity. Just like when you are cursed. When you are cursed and Timothy Poleon, how is that making your bread and butter a little better? How is that sending your child to school? This is what we don't understand. It's a thing with Negroes. We Negroes. It seems to me that that's our problem. We cannot exist but in the environment of a plantation with a guy with a whip, whether he's black or white, the guy with a whip. We seem unable to exist without force on our backs. That the only way we can demand proper governance, the only way we can demand that the rules operate as per, our police force. We are ready to accept anything going on in the police force. All the government has to do is stand by. Whoever it is, stand by. Let them talk. They will get burned out. That is predictable. We're like flippant animals. Oh, God, Tim. Mediocrity is in our genes by now. And everything you hear is a partisan situation. I can be partisan too because if I like a prime minister, I like him. Like Philippe Pierre. My relationship with Philippe Pierre, I'm not afraid to say I have a good relationship with Philippe Pierre, But one of the reasons I have a good relationship with Philippe Pierre is Philippe Pierre damn well knows that if I think he's talking shit, I will either say it on your show or I will call him if I can get through to him and tell him. That is the basis of my relationship with Philippe Pierre, whom I have known 100 years. Philippe Pierre also is showing a lot of courage that other people have not shown. When Alfred was going through her deserved, etc., he was one who stood up there and included my name as the first champion, although they don't want to accept it. But I was first champion, and I love that Alfred is doing wonderfully for us, etc. I've heard him talking about me a number of times, knowing very well the majority of his team in and out the house would prefer he doesn't talk to Rick Quinn. He doesn't give Rick Quinn any kind of credit or whatever. It's like you. It's same thing, depending who's in office. We have to get up this stupidity, this acceptance of mediocrity, because it is killing us. It's not doing anybody any good. Everybody is being retarded by our addiction to mediocrity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rick. Still to come, we'll be hearing from the Prime Minister because questions were posed to him regarding the walkout by the leader of the opposition and the failure as a result of 3 of his MPs to speak on the recently presented estimates of revenue and expenditure. This is the most monitored talk show in the world.
Advance your career at Lightspark Training with a globally recognized certification. Conveniently located on High Street, Castries, Lightspark offers a wide range of programs to make the most of your career. Certifications in project management, risk management, quality management, marketing, ACC accounting, human resources, Microsoft, Cisco, and IT technician certification, graphic design, web design, and programming. Complete a diploma in accounting in 6 months or a bachelor's degree in just over a year. Call us today at 451-8918 or visit us at www.lightspark.com.
The luxurious Royalton Resorts, raw vocals, live music, real emotion, an intimate night where Tennyson John opens the heart of the music. Also from Trinidad and Tobago, featuring Nyla Blackman. From St. Lucia, Michael Robinson. Herb Black. I'm so sorry. Umpa and Ricky T. Sharing their stories behind the songs and connects with you up close. This is more than a concert. It's a feeling. Stripped, April 29th. Royalton Resorts, limited seats. One unforgettable night. It's definitely my type of night and my type of vibes.
Tickets for this event are $100 USD, food and drinks inclusive. Ticket locations: Anthony's Jewelry, Castries and Baywalk, The Wave, and online fourcirclestickets.com.
A newly renovated home is a special feeling, and lighting can be a big part of that. Like the LED seasonal lights many now use for energy saving and safety over the holidays. It's worth the effort to install LED lights everywhere, and you don't have to be an expert to change a bulb. Remember to turn off all lights when not in use. This includes LED lights. Saving energy is what's smart.
Ouais, messieurs, aujourd'hui, moi la ka espérer plein bon glow. Si t'en la pani pressure. Moi ni tongue, moi ni glow, mais money pressure. Ou savez ça moi besoin? A pomme. Ça c'est bêtise. Moi ka aller ko Europa. Yo ni toute pomme pour toute condition. Qui pour kay, qui pour business. Yo ni pli mer pour pomme cette ici. Yo ka ranger pomme aussi qui besoin service. Prendre pomme yo c'est Léo. Pomme ça c'est major. I bon tout bonnement. Tant si ten moi actuellement. Glo ka fante. Europa ni pomme glo Léo ada pour les 9 juin et gris. Visitez Europa ambassade Gozile. Les mots au téléphone 452-0763.
Lazarus's Funeral Home is here for you. Lazarus's Private Cemetery offers a peaceful resting place for your loved ones. With tranquil settings, visitation, and reflection, we believe in the compassionate care of all our departed loved ones. Lazarus's Private Cemetery, let us help you create a final resting place. Make it special. Make it Lazarus's Funeral Home, your friend in a time of need. Payment plans are available for tombs. Call us in Vidbouté at 452-7491 or in New Dock Road, VA4, 454-6555.
So fast pay, a new and easy way to pay. So fast pay, so fast pay.
You asked for it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay.
So fast pay, 2 minutes and you're on your way. So fast pay, so fast pay.
Flow is keeping you connected.
Chronic back pain, arthritis, spinal injuries, nerve disorders, even painful cramps. These conditions affect daily life, but you don't have to live with pain. Every day matters when it comes to your health. At La Clinique du Corps, we provide fast, accurate diagnosis with advanced GE-certified MRI technology and internationally recognized specialists. Our focus is safe, effective treatment that restores mobility, relieves pain, and gives you back your quality of life. Call 451-6559 today. 451-6559. La Clinique du Corps, because time is vital in health.
First National Bank is here for you. Let's make your first wish come true. With a mortgage built around you, tailored to make sure everything's smooth. 100% financing, it's true. Get a first wish mortgage, it's the best move. Get your mortgage now and fulfill your first wish. Just knowing that First National Bank is here for you. Let's make your first wish come true.
Visit your First National Bank branch or firstnationalbankonline.com to apply for your first wish mortgage.
Caribbean Pastouche Limited, we offer high-quality products from Martinique, and our ready mix is made with casting sand, not regular pumice. Compared to regular pumice, casting sand saves you in your cement use. At Caribbean Pastouche Limited, our materials come from porcelain stones, which is used as an additive in creating cement. Caribbean Pastors Limited is located in Bexar, behind Essential Hardware. Give us a call at 489-0074. We're open Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Sundays 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Caribbean Pastors Limited. Quality construction, our priority.
The ultimate Easter Sunday experience is coming as Optimum Events presents Rise 6 Azul. Rise 6 Azul. Shades of blue and unforgettable energy featuring soca sensation Vaughn.
Everybody know what our behavior from July reach in Grenada.
Vaughn live.
Just take a shot when they see me dog. I want to get drunk for the carnival.
The Grenadian bad boy, Vaughn. Also, Ezra, Sly, and the Impulse Band, alongside the best DJs. Easter Sunday, 3 p.m. The Soufre Stadium comes alive. Tickets, $120 regular. More at the door. VIP, $400. Available at the Cell Outlets island-wide. Wings of Love in Castries. Mambo's Bar in Soufre. Or online at fourcirclestickets.com. Powered by VAC Event Production. Power 97.9 FM. Heineken. Bank of St. Lucia. Courts. Bounty Rum. J.P. Shennett. And Blue Waters. On Easter Sunday, we rise.
This is the most monitored talk show in the world. It is called NewsSpin. It is on the NewsSpin Facebook page, as well as the NewsSpin YouTube channel and Power 97.9 FM. So at the press briefing hosted by the Prime Minister of St. Lucia yesterday, a question was posed to him regarding the walkout that was staged by the leader of the opposition, Mr. Alan Shastney. Here is his response.
The last time I knew the leader of the opposition was a big man. He had represented his constituency for 3 terms. If he chooses not to speak, this is his prerogative. I have no control over the leader of the opposition. He's a big man who was a former prime minister. He's going the 2nd term as leader of the opposition. If he chooses not to speak, that is his prerogative.
Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre. So a reporter posed a question to him regarding the 3 government ministers who also did not speak.
Good morning, Prime Minister.
Good morning.
The Opposition United Workers' Party would have drew reference to the idea that 3 of your most senior ministers did not debate at the budget last week.
They also are big men.
Good morning, Prime Minister.
Good morning.
The Opposition United Workers' Party would have drew reference to the idea that 3 of your most senior ministers did not debate at the budget last week.
They also are big men.
Let's continue with your calls at 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Good afternoon to you, Jante. Let's find out what is happening in the chat rooms.
Good afternoon, Tim. Starting off on YouTube, our first comment reads, Tim, can the King's Chain be sold? I heard the minister said the King's Chain in the VG Hotel project was sold. What's the point of having a prime minister in the Fair Helen? He's way better at the spinning game. Another YouTube comment here saying, Mr. PM Philip Joseph Pierre, I would like you to take care of the valuable people on the roads in St. Lucia getting ill-treated from some citizens of the country. Moving to Facebook, our first comment reads, you should be concerned about what your government has to say. Good word to describe him, Tim. Caller, what's your point in attacking Alan Shastney? You don't make any sense, red hack. A goat will always be a goat. Caller, you make no sense, red fool. We have another comment here saying, there needs to be a social studies or civic education for adults in St. Lucia to understand exactly how government works. Oh my God, I love you, Tim. Give it to him. Even if they support the budget, we need to hear the details. Tell Philip when COVID knocked St. Lucia, Shas gave us money. The war is going on in the Middle East. It will knock St. Lucia. What is he giving us? We have a few more comments reading. And he said a good question but did not answer the question. Wow. Tim, where is all the energy PJP had when he was talking about Shas in the house last week? I just don't understand. Shaking my head. While you are eating your steak and all your fancy foods and drinks, we are asking people to eat what they grow. The same way you get tired of things, they will get tired of eating the same foods as well. We have another comment reading, if that's the price Lucians have to pay for them to wake up, then so be it. It takes something drastic to have them wake up. That Philip has never been ready to handle the affairs of St. Lucia and its people. Philip is very clueless. Tim, when you have a comedian as a prime minister, what exactly do you expect? We have more comments from our Facebook page reading, you know already your PM will use all kind of tactics in the name of revenue. Tim, MP means missing person. That's it. These guys don't speak on serious situations here. Just shift the blame. We have another comment saying, Tim, PJP will do the same when the next homicide occurs. He likes to follow suit. That's a PM with a soul, not a heart like a rock. Low Select should not be raising the price of electricity because it's not getting oil from the Middle East. Another comment reading, honestly, I question our IQ because we voted this administration again. Only in St. Lucia this con will be unethical and continue to be in office. Fraud. He says she has no toilet, what it takes to put 2 bathrooms for the lady or an outside bathroom. He lay, you and that big head of yours, foolishness alone that's in it. We have another comment reading, they simply do not have any respect for us. St. Lucians have built monsters, they are laughing at us. 16-1, which they remind us of every day. We are becoming tenants in our own country where our naval sting is buried. During elections, Marie, we are there for you. After election, who is Marie? We have another NewsSpinner saying, so the people of Castries East are ignorant. Also, nonsense. Now, Kenson Casimir wants to name the sports academy the Laverne Spencer Sports Center. Why? Why they cannot build a pole vault center for Laverne? Because Isha's project, they would like to change the name. Well said, caller. You are not for sale. Our final comment saying Kenny Anthony was a waste of taxpayers' money and no different for Philip Pierre.
Thank you so much, Shanti, for that update. WhatsApp message reads, Tim, I don't always agree with Rick Wayne, but I agree that we are people who live with mediocrity as if it is a laurel. We are lost debating whether or not Mr. Shastin should have spoken or not, but I'm yet to hear a caller analyze the actual budget. Are we happy with the allocations? What is in the budget that will, 1, contribute to the development of the country, and 2, what is there that will make our individual lives better? Nothing but empty noise from the public. We miss Mr. Stewart, but you may no other accountant or financial professional can analyze the budget and break it down for us to know what it will really mean in the next few months. I call on our professionals. This is an opportunity to make a name for yourself, if nothing else. Can someone give us an unbiased analysis of the proposed budget, please? Your request, believe you me, will fall on deaf ears. No one in this environment wants to make a name for themselves in this regard, okay? Because they are busy making money for themselves, not about making a name for themselves or about putting the country before themselves, okay? So it's all about making the money, and they know that if their analysis, which they might consider to be personal and but fair, does not jive with that of the government, does not paint the government in a bad light, then they will be paying a particular price if they do not present the analysis in a way that would benefit the government of St. Lucia. I think that's why most of those people who are trained in finance, who can vet the budget and give a proper analysis, that's why they are afraid to come forward. They don't want to take the risk. For them, it's not worth it. Somebody says that, Tim, this prime minister is what kind of responses were given for the questions posed by the media? And another WhatsApp message, and somebody says there, did the Prime Minister elaborate on the statement, they too are big men? I'm just curious. Let's see if we have some more of your WhatsApp messages. Somebody says that Rick Wayne is right. As a person who lives abroad, I can tell you, St. Lucians accept a lot of mediocrity. Sometimes they would use statements like, that's no America, you in St. Lucia. That's not America, you in St. Lucia. Seriously? Is that a reason to accept mediocrity? St. Lucians need to do better. And let's see if we have another WhatsApp message. And somebody says there, you people are so colorblind. How many young people, including myself, can buy land/house and land with the way the country is being managed? The person continues, Tim, I remember there was a case of a sexual assault in the police force. What has happened about this? Some more messages. Somebody says there, RF is supposedly an independent MP. We would have expected his contribution to be a balanced one. If the parliamentarians could have dedicated a whole session to extol the fine work of the retiring clerk of parliament, surely they could spend a couple minutes to commiserate with the families of the missing fishermen. That's according to a WhatsApp message. Let's see if we have some more of your messages. Tim, while the uneducated question your journalism, ask them very calmly, do you have water? Another WhatsApp message. And it says that Tim, Rick is speaking to my exact sentiments to this WhatsApp message I sent yesterday. Another comment. And somebody says that Tim, the caller from Mico South, just disagreed with the previous caller who said that the people of Mico South are about the most intelligent in the country. So people of Mico South, the guy is saying that you are not intelligent because you did not support someone from the constituency. And let's see if we have some more of your messages. And somebody says, but Tim, the Prime Minister did say during his presentation that certain ministers would expound on some of the points he raised. Yes, he did. Another WhatsApp message, and somebody says that, so Tim, according to this caller, we should then only have the Prime Minister and the leader of the opposition present. More messages. And it says that, good day, Tim, I would describe our Prime Minister as Alison in Wonderland, the male version of Alice in Wonderland. He needs to wake up and smell the oil that is in force to hit us real hard. Oil crisis is real and affects everything under the sun. That's according to a WhatsApp message. Some more of your messages. Lucians, have you ever seen something like that? PJP won the elections and he is blaming Alan Chasney and he won the elections. What a joke. Another comment, somebody says there, the caller who wants to dictate when the leader of the opposition speaks can tell us why the Prime Minister deprived 3 of his members of their turn to speak. Another WhatsApp message, and this one is a long one. Let's try to see if we can go through it. Tim, I'm of the view that something's definitely wrong with most people in the south of the island, especially from Vieux-Fort and Labrie. They seem not interested in their own development. They do not want a home port. They do not want a state-of-the-art hospital. They do not want a top-notch stadium. They do not want a world-class horse racing facility. They do not want a home port for cruise ships. And they do not want a new airport terminal. And let's see if we have another WhatsApp message. And that person says that simply, I feel sorry for Miss Marie. Some of your WhatsApp messages. And let's see if we have another WhatsApp message. Somebody says there, okay, not worth sharing with the wider audience. Okay, another one says via WhatsApp, it says there, has a solution from the diaspora, do the analysis, there is nothing to lose. There are a lot of us out here holding prominent positions with expertise in our field. That's according to a WhatsApp message. Once again, 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Again, 716-2026. Still to come, we'll be hearing from the Prime Minister because a question was posed to him regarding the just concluded gun amnesty. Stay with us on this, the most monitored talk show in the world.
Advance your career at Lightspark Training with a globally recognized certification. Conveniently located on High Street, Castries, Lightspark offers a wide range of programs to make the most of your career. Certifications in project management, risk management, quality management, marketing, ACC accounting, human resources, Microsoft, Cisco, and IT technician certification, graphic design, web design, and programming. Complete a diploma in accounting in 6 months or a bachelor's degree in just over a year. Call us today at 451-8918 or visit us at www.lightspark.com.
To have a strong structure, you must have a strong foundation. And at Caribbean Pastouche Limited, we offer top quality aggregate materials at great prices. We supply high quality ready mix, casting sand and plastering sand. We also take special requests for specific materials that you may require for your building projects. Caribbean Pastouche Limited is located in Bexon behind Essential Hardware. Give us a call at 489-0074. We're open from Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Sundays 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Caribbean Pastouche Limited. Quality construction, our priority.
First National Bank is here for you. Let's make your first wish come true. With a mortgage built around you, tailored to make sure everything's smooth. 100% financing, it's true. Get a first wish mortgage, it's the best move. Get your mortgage now and fulfill your first wish. Just knowing that First National Bank is here for you. Let's make your first wish come true.
Visit your First National Bank branch or firstnationalbankonline.com to apply for your first wish mortgage.
La Clinique du Corps leads the Caribbean in advanced MRI, aligned with globally recognized standards. Avoid overseas stress, delays, and cancelled scans. Reports in 24 to 48 hours. No translation, no overseas processing. Your doctor receives your imaging directly for seamless continuity of care. All major insurance accepted. Call 451-6559. Once again, 451-6559 or WhatsApp 721-9950. The WhatsApp number 721-9950.
Need branded apparel that looks sharp and shows up on time? Welcome to Imprinted Designs, where every stitch counts. We specialize in custom embroidery and t-shirt printing for businesses, teams, events, you name it. From embroidered logos on polished Oxford shirts, available in a variety of colors for men and women, to bold, high-quality printed tees that turn heads, we do it all. Bring your own shirts or choose from ours. Small runs, big orders, rush jobs, no problem. At Imprinted Designs, we're built for speed, efficiency, and clean professional results delivered on time, every time. So if you want your brand to stand out, not wait around, come down to Imprinted Designs at the Valmore Plaza or hit us up at 451-2920 or email address imprinteddesignsSLU@gmail.com. Imprinted Designs, where every stitch counts.
Exceeding your expectations is what we strive for at Lazarus Funeral Home. Losing a loved one isn't something you can foresee. Since the beginning, affordability has been one of our priorities. Every day we're proving that burials don't have to be expensive. If cost is a factor in your time of bereavement, call Lazarus Funeral Home. We have coffins starting at $800 plus taxes. Nothing can cause more disappointment than poor quality. Help us help you keep your last memory of your loved one sacred. Make it special. Make it Lazarus Funeral Home, your friend in a time of need. Located at Bibliotheque Castries at 452-7491 and New Dock Road V4 at 454-6555.
Stop paying full price. With Flow, you can slash your bill in half. You heard right. Cut your mobile bill in half when you add mobile to internet. That's the most reliable Wi-Fi at home. Plus, all the data you need on the go. So don't wait. Double your connection and double your value for half the price. Add mobile to internet today. Visit in-store or online at discoverflow.co for more details.
Bob and Dave were very proud to buy their mom a new energy-saving fridge with lots of smart settings. They remember the old ways of energy saving. Mom always said, "Close the fridge, you're wasting current." Smart advice then, smart advice now. Close the fridge, you're wasting current. Saving energy is what's smart.
Art in the City is back, rooted in culture, bold in expression. Brought to you by the Cultural Development Foundation. On Friday, April 17th, the celebration begins in Beaufort. Art in the Street at the New Market Complex from 10 a.m., followed by readings and rhythms at 7 p.m. On April 24th and 25th, indulge in the Icon Series 4-course gala dinner at Sandals Grand, honoring culinary master Edward Chef Harry Joseph. On April 26th and 27th, theater lovers gather at Warehouse 11 for Don't Call Me Baby Doll, written and directed by Travis Weeks. Or head to the Caribbean Cinemas for screenings from the Jumpstart Film Project. From April 27th to May 16th, experience Life in Color, a visual arts exhibition at the Audi Showroom and Orange Grove Plaza, featuring works by St. Lucian master artists. On April 28th, the stage comes alive at Sandals Grand with 10 to 1, the Mighty Sparrow musical, produced by Raul Gibbons and directed by Louis McWilliams. On May 1st, journey to Ancillary for Fish Friday, an evening of storytelling with George Fish Alphonse and Kidel Sonny. May 2nd and 3rd, experience Triptych, directed by Kendall Hippolyte at Warehouse 11. On Monday 4th, feel the power of poetry at Voices of the Underground, featuring world-renowned dub poet Linton Kwesi Johnson. From May 5th to 7th, Artscape concerts pop up in unexpected spaces, dance, theater, music. And on May 7th and 8th, discover handcrafted treasures at T-Tax ABC, Craft and Souvenir Market. On the Rodney Bay Strip, Art in the City 2026, rooted in culture, bold in expression.
This is the most monitored talk show in the world, as somebody says there via WhatsApp. Long time ago, people used to listen to Parliament or debates on a transit radio. It was never like that. Now that everything is exposed to the entire world, we are now seeing a comedy show. PJP and the entire government need to bring in Cokes and Anglesia to join the Parliament. It would enhance the Parliament show, since this is what it has become, into a comedy show. AP, that is it, period. Let's see if we have another WhatsApp message. And somebody says there, looks like the Prime Minister is giving the media a huff when they pose the questions to him. He's actually interjecting and saying he's a big man or they're big men. What is this? Mem. And that's according to a WhatsApp message. We have a call on the landline. Good afternoon to you. You are on the air. Hello. Muy bien. Good afternoon. Si ipa guess like liki ka read c'est commission les Facebook et puis YouTube.
Ah ok.
Janté.
Ouais, janté.
Right.
C'est bon après-midi.
Oui.
Tim. Mon côté by budget ça là. Bagay budget ça là moi kay do. Des points moi vle faire. Ouais by budget ça là. By budget ça là Prime Minister moi. Because moi pas dit c'est pas Prime Minister, moi c'est Prime Minister. C'est pas moi qui mettais là, mais c'est Prime Minister Joseph ici. Et moi c'est Joseph ici. Monsieur mettait tout l'argent ça monsieur commandé pour c'est pour finir toutes ces les autres projets là et c'est pour tout l'argent yo dépensé. Yo tire l'argent CIP pour yo servir dans toute ba élection ça là. C'est pour ça l'argent ça a haut cost là. En haut tout là. Now ouais tout ba là qui là ouais monsieur il est. On homme ta là venir puis mener commission bon commission moi ka veiller ba ou. Ou pas bon Dieu. On est sans mode qu'on nous toute cette lycée. Yon seul bagaille ou plus rouge passer nous, mais que moi c'est un homme noué. Moi noué. Mais n'a do un bagaille. Et ça moi kay do là. Monsieur Frederick mi plus grand passo. Ou pas kay ouais monsieur Frederick kay aimé point. pièce cet lycée et parler manière ou parler ou défendre pièce moun l'autre pays parce que cet lycée avant. Même si fait truc café ça café a, mais yon sa bagay moi ça dit, fait truc pas faire couillon tia. Il est café. Ou pas ça de moi aussi un homme pays. Et pour qu'à mettre mon pays avant mon qui ici avant. C'est ça qu'on fait. Là au fin nous qu'a dit mon cette lycée qu'on fait accorder nous couillon. Ou qu'a dit c'est mon qui gagne terre. Partir ça côté boundary yoye. Monsieur là. Kaka baskin dans tête moi. Qui pas plus sur ça ou qu'a parler. L'année ba yo ka dit William come again. Monsieur il est double ça qu'a fait. Changer. On y maman, on y riche, on y frère, on y cessé, on y tatan, toutes ces bagages ça là. Pas faire ça au café. Si c'est l'argent au café là c'est mon point. Mais pas faire ça au café.
Non, nous pas have six pièces bénis capon là from mon.
Les me dit point, me pas dire point là ça me ka dire. Et puis il y a mettre là. Pas faire moun sepise dit faire yo quoi accorder yo couillon. C'est ça mais c'est ça me dit, moi pas jamais dit il vole l'argent ou il prend là. C'est ça pas ça, c'est pas ça.
OK.
Mais ça me dit baye pi point. Ou ka représenter cette lycée. Ou quoi faire cette lycée, ça quitte pays cette lycée, aller l'autre pays et puis yo ka dit yo oh acheter terre et puis yo ka venir dit yo ka venir parler ba ces moun qui acheter terre. Côté c'est avocat pour ces moun pour parler, à côté tout bagay yo ka ouais, il est ka venir ka parler pour ces moun. So il est pas ka représenter nous cette lycée, il ka représenter ces moun l'autre pays. So si c'est ça ou ka fait, monsieur Alva il les positions et ou pour position il est ou quand il faut plus meilleur travail. Merci Tim.
Okay, merci beaucoup. Somebody says there via WhatsApp, how are we? PJP have no respect for the journalists cutting off the question to say nonsense that is escape to answer the question. Let's see if we have another WhatsApp message. Somebody says there, Tim, that caller who sent the WhatsApp message is so right. Long ago, people used to be all excited when the budget was being debated. Everyone used to be glued to their TVs, but now it's like a pappy show. According to a WhatsApp message, another one says, big men are no longer accountable to their employers, says Philippe J.P. Ou bien fait. And that's according to a WhatsApp message. Let's see if we have some more of your messages before we conclude the broadcast. Somebody says there, I want to remind our people that the Prime Minister has just lifted the cap on the gas prices. We are aware of the increases spoken about by shippers, businesses, and the other industries that the increase in fuel affects directly. But still nothing from our Prime Minister expect to say he has lifted the cap. At $75 US, he kept prices at $16, so now at $116 US. Brace for an increase of $5 to $10. Just wait. Let's see if we have another WhatsApp message to go through. Let's see there. Somebody says there via WhatsApp, it is clear that these reporters are fearful of the politicians. Imagine the reporter in the clip you played has to preempt her question to the Prime Minister by saying, according to the opposition, 3 of your members did not speak. This is not according to the opposition. It is a fact that 3 MPs did not speak. Why can't they simply show some courage and own their questions? Boy, I miss Lisa. That is according to a WhatsApp message. I'm not owning that comment. Let's see if we have some more of your comments in the chat room. And somebody says there via WhatsApp, why is Marie being made to pay $1,500 in rent to Isla? Is Madri paying rent where she is? How can he let sleep at night knowing what he is subjecting people to? Another WhatsApp message, since PJP likes making reference to Barbados, why doesn't he put legislation in place making it mandatory for all businesses to allow their staff to join a trade union of their choice, just like Barbados? When will PJP's government make available people's tax returns? Why are they withholding what is rightfully owed to the people who pay and file their taxes without failure? Somebody says Pierre is hard to boast about the accomplishments of other Caribbean leaders with their CIP program when he cannot show that what ours has done for us. That's according to a WhatsApp message. Right, the Prime Minister, a question was posed to him. Okay, so let's listen to the reporter posing the question and the response from the Prime Minister.
The gun amnesty program in February, 7 days, no guns were turned in. What's your take on it as Minister for National Security?
If you notice, I never said anything about the gun amnesty. I don't get involved in operational matters. The police will have to answer that question. I don't get involved in operational matters. I've never mentioned anything about gun amnesty. I don't know anything about gun amnesty. The commissioner and the police, they have their own policies, they have their own strategy, and you should not see because one gun wasn't collected, it was a failure. I don't think that's right. Not because of physical, from my own layman's point of view, I don't think because a gun was not given up that it was a failure. I really don't think so. I think we have to wait a while to see. You see, this thing is a very complex, and this gun situation is very complex. Some people have illegal guns, they think to protect themselves.
Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre, it was not a success. Okay, that gun amnesty, you did not get one firearm, not one old firearm somebody brought in, and you want us to believe that there is some level of success in that. Absolutely a failure. Final update from you, Janti. What is happening in the chat rooms?
Starting off on YouTube, our first comment reads, "People, please understand that oil is a global commodity and its price is affected by geopolitical issues anywhere in the world. For example, wars in the Middle East and Ukraine. Why did the Minister of Tourism not make a presentation during the budget debate? Is it because cruise arrivals were down 7% in 2025 compared to 2024? Another YouTube comment reading, Cox and Iglesia would do a better job in the House of Assembly than PJBP and SLP. Ernest, where is the CIP report? Moving to Facebook, our first comment reads, all SLPs know about the budget is that Shas walk out of the House. Until the Flubber government wins an election, nothing will make sense for these losers. I thought you were in control of them, Mr. Pierre. We have another comment here saying, but he could give Shas all different power, even called him ignorant. PJP said that Shas is a big man, just to say that his 3 government ministers are big men too. No pack of cards will have a joker like mate. We have a few comments reading, maybe one of the reasons the gun amnesty failed so miserably is because people want to hold onto their guns and bazookas to protect themselves against others who have guns and bazookas. It would be redundant for all the ministers of the ruling party to say anything much or meaningful about the appropriation bill because they would have already agreed with it. So yes, Alan should have given time to respond directly after the PM gave his presentation. We have another comment here reading, Independent Minister, I'm confused. What are they independent from? All these ministers are aligned to the SLP. No knowledge, no wisdom, no understanding. I have never seen a gun amnesty with cash. Without cash, it's called Guns for Cash. Vanguard, you butchered the program and now you're out to shoot and kill. Wow. That's not the way the program is running anyway. It's called Guns for Cash Amnesty, lol. Y'all too funny in St. Lucia. Even the police are confused. We have more comments from our Facebook page reading, where is Claudius Francis? Sick? I hope the Speaker of the House brought his bazooka in. Vanguard, Guns for Cash Amnesty, okay? Do it over. Please. We have another comment here saying, The 3 government ministers who did not make their budget presentation should be stripped of their ministries. The 3 ministers did not speak because Hilaire would have to speak on CIP reports. PJP already said they had. And our final comment, caller Lucians that wondered, shaking my head because he would have been gone by now.
Thank you very much, Janti, for that final update. What are the NewsSpin stories for today? We did post this question on our NewsSpin Facebook page. That's what we do every day. Ask you for suggestion regarding stories or subjects we should be highlighting on the broadcast. And somebody says the PJP answered the question. Another one, NewsSpin alphabet, NewsSpin, that spin, on spin, respin, on the spin. Another one says Father Albert's controversial response to the case of a missing package comprising handkerchiefs and a watch, mood, and the Catholic Church. Another one says, a message to my Prime Minister, stop being a Saul in this situation. It's time to be a David for the sake of a better and not bitter country. This hatred towards the leader of the opposition seems to be more personal than political, and that's not good for the country. Take a page from former father of the nation, where he hated and attacked policies of his opponents and not them as a person. And the person says there, David was Saul's enemy, but Saul was not David's. Saul's hate couldn't make David hate. In a world of Sauls, be a David. Another person says there, quote attributed to Martin Luther King, our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. And another one says, a thief broke into my house last night. He started searching for money, so I woke up and searched with him. Imagine somebody providing this as a suggestion with regard to stories we should be covering on NewsSpin. Thank you nonetheless. Finally, the NewsSpin news of the day. The NewsSpin news of the day reads, Trump threatens to blow up all water desalination plants in Iran. Trump threatens to blow up all water desalination plants in Iran. The NewsSpin news of the day, bringing to a conclusion another edition of the world's most monitored talk show. Don't forget, please like the video, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and click the notification bell to help the NewsSpin channel grow. My name is Timothy Poleon. Goodbye.